It was a relatively hazy day in Beijing today as the delegates gathered for Wen Jiabao's final address to the Chinese parliament. There were around 3,000 delegates from all the way across China who had gathered together to listen to the man who's been Prime Minister for the last 10 years. And there were about 5,000 journalists there as well. So I think journalists certainly outnumbered the delegates. And there was a real sort of sense of anticipation that this was Wen Jiabao's final speech. And what he did as he stood up in front of everyone was to basically go through all the achievements that China and the Communist Party have made over the last 5 years. And he trotted out just a series of sort of jaw-dropping, astonishing numbers. For example, they built 31 airports in the last 5 years. And then after sort of going through these achievements and talking about how at the same time the economy has been very stable, debt has been reduced, the government deficit has been cut in half, he then talked about the challenges that China faces forward. Obviously, some people have criticized Hu Jintao and Wen Jiabao over the past 10 years for basically not having made significant progress on political reform, more liberalization, of course, on things like freedom of speech and human rights. And I think, Wen Jiabao's response was basically to lay out, the huge, vast scale of what the government has been doing in such a short period of time. There wasn't a lot of emotion. But it was a very dignified exit. In terms of his legacy and how people perceive him, I think there is a general appreciation for him. I think that's tempered with the realization that actually, as one person, he wasn't really able to achieve everything that he may have wanted to. So there's some disappointment that he wasn't able to do more. But as a person, he remains generally well liked by the public.